Hey, how's it going? This is Mr. Hernandez, and I'm going over the IXL I.3 Simplify variable expressions involving like terms and the distributive property. So if you're taking notes on this, this is the way that it should start. Today's date, as well as the title. And you could pause it anytime you need, to have more time. But the first step here, when you're combining like terms, is to, I'm going to write step 1. I want you to write this too. I want you to underline the like terms, which means they have the same letter or no letter at all, same variable. So in this case, all the k's would be like terms. The 2 would not be underlined since it does not have a k. And so step 2, combine like terms. And you really should only do this 2 at a time. You don't want to do too much. And so I'm going to draw this arrow connecting the 7k to the negative k, and they're going to meet up kind of like a V here. It's like a funnel. And notice that this k does not have a number in front, but anytime you need a number, you could put a 1. So 7 minus 1 is going to be 6k. So make sure the variable goes there. And then we're going to basically recopy each of these unused terms here. Okay, so we're going to start again we're going to start again with underline the like terms, and we're going to go ahead and combine those two. So that's going to be 14k, and we're going to bring this down, and that's it. We're done. So this is simplified. And how do we know that? Well, because there's no more like terms. Okay. So all of these symbols, I want to make sure you guys are writing them to show each step, and just because it helps to keep track of where you're getting these numbers from. Okay, next one. So something interesting is happening here. In the parentheses, there are no like terms, since one term has a v and the other is just a constant, just a 10. There are 2 terms, negative 6v and a positive 10. Those are the 2 terms. And also, just as important, right here, the negative 6 is touching the parentheses, so let's put a dot there to show that it's multiplying. Now, in this unique circumstance here, PEMDAS doesn't allow us. PEMDAS, we want to do parentheses first, but we can't because these are not like terms. There's no exponents, but now with the multiplication, we have to take care of this. But since we're multiplying by something in parentheses with more than one term, there's 2 terms, we got to distribute. So let's go ahead and recopy this problem here. I know it's up there, but that has a bunch of notes on it, which is really good because it explains what's going on. But let's write this down here. Let's rewrite this dot there, because what we're going to do is distribute. And to distribute, what I want you to draw are arrows. So because this has 2 terms, we're going to draw 2 arrows. The negative 6 is going to multiply to this negative 6v, and the negative 6 is also going to multiply to the positive 10. So right here, underneath this, I'm going to write negative 6 times negative 6v, and I'm also going to write negative 6 times a positive 10 for this one. So this negative 6 is multiplying twice, right? So this is going to multiply to the both of those numbers inside the parenthesis. Okay, so that's going to get us negative times a negative is a positive, so that's 36v. A negative 6 times a positive 10, that is a negative. A negative times a positive is a negative. So that's negative 60. I'm going to bring down this 8. Can't forget the plus 8 there. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and underline the like terms, combine them. Those are different signs, so we're going to take the sign, we're going to subtract and take the sign of the bigger number, which is negative 60, and bring down that 36v. And we're done, since those do not have are not like terms. Okay, last one. Now this one's interesting because the 9y is in front, but notice here we do have two terms in the parentheses. Those are not like terms. There is multiplication going on here with the 6 times that value. So we're going to distribute. So that positive 6, and keep in mind, whatever, if this was a negative right here, you would definitely multiply negative 6 times whatever. But because this is a positive 6, we're going to multiply it positive. But the point is to make sure you're aware of what sign that all the terms are, because they're going to multiply, and that will affect the sign of the products. Okay, so 6 times 7 is 42. Can't forget the y. Positive 6 and a positive 9 is a positive 54. And we're going to bring down this 9y. Now notice there's no sign in between, so we need to add the plus. If there's, usually when you have a term in front, the leading term, if there's no sign, it's a positive, but usually we don't write that. But whenever there's two positives that are between each other, we definitely need a plus to separate them. And so that will lead to underlining like terms and combining. And so that's going to be 51y, and then bring down this 54, and we are done.